Welcome to Board Game Archaeologists, where we play time-worn games from the past. I'm Hunter.
I'm Rob.
And today we're looking at Kong, Skull Island, the board game.
King Kong Skull Island is from 2005, the same year that Peter Jackson's King Kong came out, not to get mixed up with the 1933 King Kong, which is my favorite movie of all time. This game was made by Pressman Toy Corporation in 2005, like I said, and it's for players 2 to 6, ages 7 and up.
The objective of the game is ultimately to save Andero by circumnavigating Kong.
Yep, and the parts you have is this pieced together kind of puzzle-y board. This is the island of Kong. This is the city of New York. It comes with a Kong figure. You have Anne. You're supposed to have 6 players. We have 5 here. The orange one is mysteriously missing, possibly eaten by Kong. And we have some biplanes here rolling around the city. This is a spinner game, not a dice game this time, and it comes with 6 playing cards that are needed for the island part of the game.
And to start off the game, every player will take a spin, and the highest spinner will go first, and it will go left from there. And starting, especially in this first phase, it's very simple. You don't need to pay attention to the colors of the numbers on the spinner, and you just take turns spinning. You'll follow the instructions as they go, like blank spaces are just blank spaces, and anything that isn't that will be in text, and you just read it to a T and obey whatever it says. And really, you do this until you get to the Get Kong phase. And with the Get Kong phase, that's where the cards come into play, where you'll have 3 different outcomes from these 6 different cards. One of them is the Insect Swarm, which is essentially just a losing your turn so that you'll try for the Andero card maybe the next time. The V-Rex will send people back to the bridge, which will put them behind. And then the one you're going for is the Andero card, which means that you've successfully captured Kong in the first phase. The game says to move characters onto this onto the ceremonial boat that has no real gameplay mechanic. And it's really just a transitory thing over to the second phase of the game board, where whoever captured Kong in this first section goes first and starts at the theater. Your goal from there is spinning, and the brown numbers, the 1, 2, 5, and 4, are just you moving clockwise in that circle. The 6 and the 3, the red numbers, are for the planes, and that person chooses the plane that they're moving, and this is kind of the defensive element of the game, where they're moving the planes to try and block other characters, and planes and people can inhibit the same space, or people can inhibit the same space as people, and planes can inhibit the same space as planes, not the other way around. And essentially the goal from there is just to be the first person to find an open arrow tile, and they win.
Right. When you're in the theater, you really don't have much of a big difference. You start here. When you're on the boat, you start right here. And honestly, isn't it just the same?
Yep. It's essentially because to start out with, the planes occupy all of the arrows, so nothing can, especially considering that the person in the theater goes first, no matter what they do, they will not have a clear shot in the next turn to win.
Right.
Or anything.
So the only thing you gain is the first turn, and you can't win it.
And at the very best, you could move one of the airplanes so that maybe next turn you could get into an easy slot.
Yep. So once you're in a spot and the plane's not there and you move in, you save Anne, and that's the end of the game.
And it's very simple. It's very straightforward. What do you like about it?
I thought it was very simple. I think it's a little bit advanced for some of the younger kids maybe, but I think it would be really quickly, easily picked up. I can tell you what I don't like about it. When you make a game and you use paper products and paper puzzle-like products, and you have young people and you're building things, these go together horribly. I have these all taped up, rock solid, because they just fall apart. They almost never stay together. So that's my number one thing, is it's kind of chintzy made with cardboard. And it would be cooler if it was either plastic or the tabs fit better, I guess.
And even beyond that, for me, it's the aesthetic, you can make arguments for, but the fact that almost none of this, the bridge, for example, I think is a perfect example of it. It doesn't serve any purpose by being its own little figure. This could just be a bridge tile, and the V-Rex card would still make just as much sense as it does.
Right.
But they really just wanted to kind of add, especially with the boat, it's really just adding a lot of space.
Right.
And it's a shame to see the Kong, the cute sculpture with the bloodied scars and whatnot. He doesn't come into play in a gameplay way. The complete opposite of the other King Kong game.
Right. That's kind of disappointing too. And the sculpt is okay, but it's not to the par that we're used to seeing King Kong sculpts as.
Yeah, he's not running around and beating us up,
Right.
and that's unfortunate.
I want to like it better. I think it's more impressive for younger people, but it's King Kong, so you got to love that part of it. As a game, meh.
Yeah, is a good way to end on it. Well, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, and if you want to see more about us, you can check us out at toyarchaeology.com. You can find us on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.